Alright, another Tuesday stream. This time we got the reveal of the cover card for Overdress Set 9, along with the new support cards for the new Final Rush mechanic, basically. So let's begin, and no card of the days. So on to the Tuesday stream. So first off, we're going to start off with these V promos, and I'm not going to go over their abilities, but let's just say they're going to be good because it's been like this with Bushy Road with promos for the last few months, or past year or so. I really wish that they stopped doing this. And now to the Diabolos cards itself. We start off with Diabolos Girls Trish. Grade 1, 8k power and skills. Count Rearguard Guardian. If you are in Final Rush, this card gets plus 5k power and 5k shield on your opponent's turn as well. The activated on your opponent's turn will be important for the new Bruce, and that will be explained, and technically if you watch the anime you would know. In which we go to Diabolos Knucker Jamiel. Grade 2, 10k power and skills. Count Rearguard Guardian. If you are in Final Burst, the new keyword for Bruce, this card gets plus 10k power and 5k shield, your opponent's turn as well. Basically, this is going to stay as a 20k beater in Final Burst state, which of course will be explained later with the new Bruce. But anyway, second skill. Auto, when placed on Rearguard, if your Vanguard is Diabolos Verminous Bruce, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 1, choose one grade 3 or less normal unit that is Diabolos from your soul and call it to open Rearguard. Basically, just very helpful to get some pluses. It's just too bad it's locked to the new Bruce. But regardless, this is still pretty good for the deck. In which we go to Diabolos Verminous Bruce. Grade 3, 30 power and skills. Auto Vanguard. At the beginning of your battle phase, if you only have Diabolos units on the field, into the end of your opponent's next turn, you're in Final Rush state. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you're in Final Burst state, which is also considered Final Rush. But Final Burst is basically an upgraded form of Final Rush, basically unlocks different type of abilities. What's important about this skill is that you are now getting your Final Rush one turn early. Sure, it has to be in battle, meaning you're going to be losing your main phase Final Rush abilities, but getting it one turn early is really important. Because of course waiting until the fourth turn doesn't really appeal too much, especially that is pretty slow. Now if you go second, Final Burst state basically just unlocks more abilities. That's basically what it is. You're in Final Rush but unlocks more abilities, like this second skill of this card, of Auto Vanguard. When this card attacks, if you are in Final Burst, cost Counterblast 1, choose one of your columns and stand all your rearguards that are Diabolos in that column. And during that turn, it gets plus 5k power until the end of turn. Basically similar to the old Bruce, except that this one costs Counterblast and it only stands one whole column. Which is fine in one cases. One big huge attack might be better than two small attacks. But the fact that this is a dark state deck that doesn't need to rely too much on soul anymore is something. But literally the most important part is literally the first skill, getting your Final Rush one turn early practically. And if your opponent's at grade 3 or greater, aka going second, that Final Burst state unlocks this ability. So in many ways, it's a huge improvement to the original Bruce, while the main downside is that you lose your main phase abilities practically. But then there's also the fact that there are some continuous abilities where if you are in the Final Rush state, you will still get the skill active even on your opponent's turn. And that will be important because this card says into the opponent's next turn. Just like how you see all the previous cards, they actually get some shield value from that. So there is that as well. Overall, it is a pretty nice trade-off, and I think this new Bruce is worth it. The only thing is you do lose on Rival Bruce. So that's it for these reveals. What do you guys think about the new Verminous Bruce and the Diablo support? Overall, I like it. I just gave my thoughts on what I think about the new Bruce, especially that being one turn earlier than the original, because going fourth turn to do your plays is not too appealing. It does have some ups and downs. The main downside is that you're losing your main phase stuff. But other than that, I think it's a really good upgrade and it's a good trade-off. And now, see you all next time with Tuesday with the new Witch Ride line.